Well, everybody, welcome back to the Trig Podcast with Joey and Gosa TV on this beautiful Monday afternoon, 5:15 p.m. here in the Los Angeles, California area, Long Beach, California. Welcome back to my channel. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how are you doing. Tell me what are your plans here for the rest of the summer. Are you going on vacation, or are you, because of everything, doing a staycation, staying at home? And I think that it's important that we talk about kind of what are our summer plans to try to have a little bit of normalcy. So leave me a comment below. Make sure that you share this broadcast with your friends. Leave me a comment. Let me know, what are your summer plans? Are you staying home? Are you going to the lake? Are you going to Vegas? Are you going to the desert? Are you staying home and just work? What are your summer plans? Are you going to Mexico? Are you going away for the summer? Everybody, I think, has a plan. And it's important that we have some plans this summer, because it creates a little bit of, I guess, of normalcy, right? Because right now nothing seems to be normal. Everything is upside down, and I think that summer plans, especially if you have kids, or maybe if you're younger and you want to enjoy your summer, perhaps you are someone in your 40s or 50s or 60s and you maybe can't exactly just get up and go, but you would like to enjoy your grandkids or your adult children. Or I wonder kind of what are you doing this summer to celebrate life and celebrate health, celebrate even some of the struggles that we're going through. We have to stay focused on joy. On what do we call it here? We call it Gozolandia, living la vida, gozo living. By the way, I'm trying to add more fun features to this show. Not only you see the little ticker up there and some of the names and titles, but I also have, I already actually have this sound effect card, I guess, or buttons. And so, clapping and cheering and Gozolandia, and it could be even if someone sends in a voice mail with a question or a comment, or maybe they need help with something, we can play those things here live. So I'm playing with a few things, also some camera angles, and just improving the show for you guys so that you can get the best content online, stay away from all the negativity and all the empty promises, and to stay focused on joy. So let me know, what are your plans for the summer? What are your summer plans? Leave me a comment below, and you will see it just like this. See, you will see, let's see here. I think we can just see how that comment shows up right there. That's in Espanol from a few weeks ago, but that's how your comment will appear. And I think the program that I'm using doesn't show the actual picture of the person, which normally it does, but at least we can see your name, of course, and then your comment will be here. You'll be internet famous. So leave me a comment. What are your summer plans? What are you thinking of doing this summer to get away from it all, to take a break from the craziness, from the stresses of life, from all the restrictions? It seems like we're now entering, tell me if this is how you feel, maybe a second stage with all this stuff, or maybe a third stage, I don't know. It seems like at first, we were all like, man, this is crazy, what's going on? And then we got some good news, like, okay, things are opening back up, and then boom, right back down again. But at least for me, you tell me how you're feeling. This is, again, the checking in show here with davidTrig, Gozolandia, Gozo for the whole family, here Monday through Friday, every day, twice a week, and on Sundays, 4 times a day for our worship time at 10:30, 12, 6 p.m., and 8 p.m. in Inglés y en Español. But what was I saying? I already forgot. But we all need a break, right? Oh, yeah, so the different stages. So it seems like right now the stage is kind of getting used to things, and maybe we can get through this in another month or two if we all do this and all do that. It seems like we're just on the roller coaster, right? But I don't know about you. It seems like now, 5 months into this, 6 months into this, it seems like we're finding our rhythm. Are you finding your rhythm? Are you still up and down like I've been? Or are you kind of like getting used to the whole mask and restrictions and outdoor dining and all that stuff? At least we got a haircut, right? So that was good. At least we went out once this year. So tell me, leave me a comment below, as I said, what are your summer plans? What are you doing? And let me know, are you going to do something just by yourself? Are you going to work all summer long? How are your finances, by the way? Are you making more money than before? Have you started working out yet? Have you worked on your fitness plans? Are you gaining weight like the quarantine, what is it, quarter? We're all gaining 25 pounds? Or are you getting into a rhythm of working out at home? Now, let's be honest, right? If you didn't work out before, you're not working out right now either, right? And so, are you learning a lot about yourself in terms of your personality, what we call mindset? Where is your mindset at in terms of how are you processing life psychologically, with the mental games that we all play? Is there something that's really taking up your mind, your time? Maybe there's a problem or a health issue with your parents, or perhaps your child is going through something. Let me know in the comments below, what are you facing this summer? And most of all, to keep it light and fun, what are your summer plans as far as getting away, taking a little break, maybe a day or two? I have friends that are going to the lake, going to Arizona, going to Lake Tahoe, going to Oregon, going to Mexico. I don't know if we can even do that, if people can, but I know that everyone at least is trying to get away, right? So leave me a comment. What are your summer plans? Share this broadcast with your friends. Make sure you let everybody know that Gozo TV is on the air. Trying a few things here, this ticker up there and the name down below, and you can do all kinds of stuff here. I can do this here. If you can see that, right? That's kind of like, they call that PIP, picture in picture, PIP, P-I-P. And then of course I have my that has that music that goes with it. As I was saying, I have this, they call it Stream Deck. Mine is actually called X Keys, and I've had it for 5-6 years. Basically, this deck, it has buttons on it, and you can press buttons and have like a laugh track, ha 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 ha, or I'm a musician, so you can have like a guitar playing, or if you're into hip hop, you can play an 808, if you know what that is. And so I like that idea, and I think I'm going to bring that back just to cheer people. If, let's say, you leave a comment, we can give you a cheer. We can say, yeah. I know it's hard for people to leave comments. You feel exposed, or you think, what am I going to say? Or maybe you're driving and you can't exactly type anything, or you're busy, you don't have your fingers free. But summer plans, so everybody is trying to do something different, right? So how are you doing? This is the Checking In show here, daily, twice a day, Monday through Friday, and then 4 times on Sundays for our time of worship, 10:30 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m., and 8 p.m., all live here on these platforms. By the way, we're on 7 different platforms right now. So thank you to all of you who are, wherever you are, Instagram Live all the way to Twitch, and of course YouTube, which is my favorite platform. I encourage all of you to go to YouTube. I love that the best, and my podcast, because of the focus. So, you have any questions? What are you thinking about this summer, these days? How are your emotions doing? Where is your head? What are you doing? I did an episode yesterday on my podcast. You can go to my website, davidTrig.com, and just click on podcast. You can listen to my podcast there. I record it daily, and I have guests and all kinds of fun things on there. Thank you, by the way, to the 125 or so subscribers that I have. So thank you. That's really awesome to have that. But I did an episode yesterday called My Biggest Regret of the Last 10 Years. And I won't tell you, so to encourage you to go and listen to it. But it was really interesting because someone actually emailed me that felt guilty, I think, for some of the things that he had said to me in the past. And he said that he's been struggling with some of that, I don't know, just feeling, I guess, bad for the things that he said to me. And I don't want to go into more than that. It's obviously personal. But I guess my point with that is that sometimes when we share online, especially things from the heart, you never know how your words can impact someone else. One of the things that I've tried so many things because I'm a creative, one of the things that I really love doing is to help people with their podcasts, with their online shows, do what I'm doing basically. And I've had many people that I've helped, maybe, I don't know, dozens of people, authors, life coaches, musicians. I've helped people who are in the health industry. Of course, as I said, a lot of musicians. And a lot of these people, they really just need some of the gear and some of the encouragement to do what I'm doing. And my point with that is that I really enjoy helping people get their message across, even though they may be shy or may not know what to say or may not feel confident on camera. But I've been helping a CEO of a nonprofit. That's been really, really awesome as well. But in all of these efforts, my greatest joy is to give people an opportunity to help other people. Just recently, I also had, maybe you've heard the podcast, I had Erica Apke, who's a good friend of the family, and she was talking about her own story as an entrepreneur, and now with all the stuff that's happening, having to shift from one thing to the next so that she can keep afloat. And then also her advocacy for domestic violence, some of the things that she's been through herself, and then her story of helping other people now. An amazing, amazing individual, and that was really helpful. And so I'm hoping to help different kinds of people to use these platforms to engage, to help other people, to provide guidance and assistance to many people. I love helping these clients or friends with their communication skills, because I've obviously been on a stage since I was in my teens. I've learned a few things on how to communicate on a stage or in front of a camera, just how to eliminate the ums and the all those things that we all fall into, or the knows, or in Spanish there are also different filler words. And so just to help people to really feel comfortable. So anything from the tech part of things to how to feel comfortable on camera, I really love helping people to project and to present their messages to others, especially these days through the online space. Ironically, I guess speaking of checking in, when this whole thing happened in March, right? Middle of March, and all the churches, in my case, went online. It was really ironic because I had been doing live streaming for maybe, 10 years prior to this year. And suddenly, our church doesn't have a lot of technical gear. We're an aging church with a pretty old building. We're updating it this summer as we speak, so go so remodel. But even if, let's say, churches had money or the means to buy things, cameras and gear was nowhere to be found. Some of it because people were buying it like toilet paper. Remember those days? And so, but by the grace of God, I had all this gear that I had bought just on my own, out of my own pocket over the last 10 years. And it was like a really beautiful thing just to feel ready. Kind of like manna from heaven, like I already had the gear and the tools to then be able to help other people. So it's been really awesome. Today, speaking of awesome, I saw a young man skating right there by our church. And we put a sign a few months ago just saying, hey, welcome to our church. If you're from the neighborhood, feel free to skate around here. You know how like normally churches or schools don't want anybody on their campus, especially skaters. And obviously you need to worry about lawsuits and all that stuff. But my point is, it was really nice to see this young man. I had never seen him before, but I'm sure he's from the neighborhood. Just skateboarding. I think he was skateboarding just around the church. And it just made me feel, speaking of how we're feeling these days, made me feel very, generous, like a blessing, like someone who's blessing my neighbors. I also enjoyed, I think it was Friday or Saturday, listening to my friend Eduardo Araica. So shout out to Gozo Araicas back home. He did a concert with a singer that he works with. I forget her name, Maribela. And I think also it was a young man, perhaps her son, who was on the cajon. And the three of them were playing this 1-hour show of all these classic songs of my childhood. And of course, some songs that she has written herself in the very classical Nicaraguan guitar style. And as you know, I love music and the guitar. So it was just, not only was it great to hear the music, but also it was awesome to see my friend who I grew up with. And in many ways, he influenced my guitar playing greatly. And so it was fun. We're the same age, and it was fun just to see him. I think I posted it on my Instagram or on my Facebook. I think I may have done both. So you can check it out there. It was great. Saturday, I'm exhausted because I haven't slept very well the last 3-4 days because I've been, I guess, burning the midnight oil and going on, what do they say, on both ends of the stick, whatever that saying is, burning it on both ends of the stick or something. On Saturday, I had a great day. I went and had the privilege to do the ceremony for my good friends, Naomi and Osman. So give me a yes if you were there. Maybe you saw the pictures on her Instagram. Really beautiful event. And I also DJ'd the event, and the lady who owns the facility, she, I first arrived there with all my musical gear, and she said, "Oh, you're the musician." I said, "Yes, I'm setting up all my gear." And then I knew I would get a reaction. She said, "I'm also the pastor." She's like, "Oh, wow, you do it all, don't you?" So it was tiring to do everything, but it was really fun. And at one point during the dancing, I looked down at the dance floor because I was in the second floor on these stairs. And it was just great to see everyone dance. And there I am with my headphones and DJing the night and the beautiful lights. And it was maybe, 6, 7 p.m. in the evening. It was just a wonderful moment. I felt so thankful to be there and to be a part, of this beautiful event, especially seeing 2 young lives celebrate marriage for the first time and to commit to each other for eternity in front of Jesus, God, and witnesses. And for me to be there, it was really special. Then I got home really late because the party ended late, and then it was a long drive, super long drive, and then the next morning I got up. That's why I'm running out of juice here with my voice. I then preached 2 sermons, and I sang 10 songs in Spanish and English. And then I think I did a podcast even last night. I don't know why I did that, but I was just exhausting my voice. And after singing and DJing and marrying this couple, I'm a little sore. And then last night I didn't sleep very well because I was just still wound up. So I think tonight and tomorrow I'm going to sleep really well. But I feel encouraged. Last week, when we got home from a little getaway, a couple of days we went away, my beautiful wife and our children and my mom, it's almost like I turned a little bit of a corner. I was telling Rochelle, we went for a walk last night, Rochelle and I also did a bunch of work around the house, and I did a bunch of stuff. No wonder I'm exhausted. But last night, Rochelle and we try to go out for a walk at least once or twice a week, just, around 6, 7 p.m., when the heat is just, the breeze is just beautiful. You know how it is right here in Southern California. So we just held hands with our masks and the whole thing and just walked around the block for maybe 30, 40 minutes. And we were just thinking about gratefulness. And, my beautiful wife has a lot of stuff going on with her parents and some health concerns on their end. But it was just good to pray together. Then I got home last night. After I did whatever, then we talked some more and just prayed for her and for this week, all the stuff what a privilege, right? Speaking of weddings and marriage, it'll be 25 years, Gozo 25, next month, literally about a month from today, where we will celebrate 25. Isn't that our silver anniversary? So I'm trying to get her something really special, so you got to pray for me. that I can find something with all this craziness that is even remotely close to be, that's worthy of my lovely wife. But speaking of marriage, I think what's kept us in love has been those little things, walking together, being one, having those moments of love, having those times where we are just simply doing mundane things, but in love with each other. Of course, we've had great dates and we've been to Hawaii twice, and we've bought 3 homes, and we both have very beautiful children and amazing parents. But what really matters is our faith in Jesus Christ. I would say 3 things: our faith in Jesus Christ that has come from first by grace, but then from our parents' influence in our lives. Second has been purpose, that we have a very common purpose, and that even includes personality types. We didn't know a lot of a personality when we got married, although we did go to counseling and we learned a lot about each other before we got married. And then we went to counseling 10 years in, just to kind of keep fine-tuning who we are. And I've been in therapy for childhood things and stuff like that for many years. So I've learned a lot, and we're both ferocious learners and humble people, imperfect. Oh man, my list of imperfections is from here to eternity. But I am learning to live in the grace of God. But I think, so Jesus, number 2 is purpose. And I think number 3, as far as tips to a long-lasting, joyous, gozo marriage, I would say the 3rd tip is to be humble, is to serve the other person out of humility. Pride is the killer of marriage. Pride and selfishness, and you're here to meet my needs, and I don't like what you're doing. And really, a lot of that selfishness comes when we focus on each other and we stop focusing on Jesus. When you expect your wife to give you the perfect food, the perfect body, the perfect career, be the perfect, I don't know what, friend and hostess, and you name it, right? And also she likes sports, and she has to be, I don't know, has to like the Lakers or whatever. You will always be disappointed. But if you begin to put your trust in Jesus, and as you learn what you need, you then begin to realize that only God can meet your needs. Of course, your wife is there for you. Of course, your parents, your friends. But you have to get to that place as a couple where you look to God to meet your deepest needs. So for me, affirmation is huge. To have a sense of safety and to feel successful. Well, first I've learned to let go of a lot of that stuff, which is very important. And then second, if I do need affirmation, first of all, Rochelle is amazing at that. She is such an encourager to me, my number 1 fan. But at the end of the day, because sometimes that well gets to be so deep, right, and so empty in us, only God can really meet my need for admiration or for success or to be loved or accepted or whatever it may be, or when I'm in my shame because of all the things that I don't do well, or because I shouldn't have done that, or I sinned against God, or I feel like I'm just not the man that I want to be. I can't expect Rochelle to fill my shame or to heal my shame. I have to go to the cross. I have to go to Jesus. And it's not what they call spiritual bypassing. You guys know what spiritual bypassing is? Let me know in the comments below if you know what spiritual bypassing is. Spiritual bypassing is basically when you are trying to be too holy for yourself. Too much of a goody two-shoe. Is that the right term? Where you are so, what do they say, heavenly focused that you're no earthly good. And so you don't want to be that person either. You want to be real, that you need love, that you need someone to help you, that you want your husband to date you and to wine and dine you. Those things are human. I have a list here underneath my desk, or inside my desk, of a list that Rochelle and I, when we went to therapy in our 10th year or so anniversary, after 3 kids, and we were just like, wow, this is really hard. Like, no one told us how difficult it was to have 3 small children and 2 full-time jobs in this day and age. And this is, 15 years ago. Imagine now. But we learn to be very specific. And so I have this list here on my desk of 3 or 4 specific things that Rochelle, from her heart, from her own honesty, and with my receptivity, she told me, here are the things that I need, and vice versa. And you don't know how powerful that is. And if you don't have that, ask your partner, ask your wife, your husband. If you're not married, get married. If you're sleeping around, then find the person of your dreams. If you're single, but you're really frustrated with your singleness, find your peace in Jesus. If you are married to, quote, the wrong person, then seek the spiritual guidance that you need. If you're a single mom and you've had 2, 3 kids from different men or different women or whatever, single dad, then get your life right and find specific ways to love the other person. Specific things, not just be humble, be kind, and respect me. Specific things, not just make me food and have sex and be beautiful, but specific things. And those are pretty specific, I must say, but we have to, as couples especially, meaning as married couples, we have to be very specific with our partners. And now if you have difficulties, if you've been through ups and downs, if you've experienced moral failures, bankruptcies, trying times, then first, welcome to the club. That's called humanity. And that's no reason to give up on life. If anything, it's a great opportunity for you to reinvent yourself and to start all over again in a different way. And the way you do that is through a system, through a plan, through guides and coaches. I'm a coach, I'm a spiritual guide, obviously I'm a pastor and media person, whatever. But there are many places. You may have to go to actual therapy, which is beautiful. I've been in therapy, as I said, for 10 years, maybe longer. Not every week, but throughout the years. And it's been restorative healing. I've also learned a lot on my own. I study a lot. I read a ton. I listen to a ton of podcasts. I watch videos from trusted sources. I stay away from negativity. I never watch the news. I'm never on Facebook, to be honest with you, or Instagram. I'm never on those platforms because I don't have time to be inundated with people's lives. I don't really, sometimes maybe someone said, oh yeah, I bought a new car. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Send me a picture because I have no idea, because I'm not consuming what this world throws at you. And I don't do it, oh, well, I'm just keeping up with my friends. It's just anytime that we get on that phone, that the phone is, and the people behind these platforms are trying to keep you there, mostly through negativity. That's been documented. Even Facebook and Instagram and TikTok have confessed themselves to the governments and to different people that have questioned them that their scheme is to give you mostly negative stuff. Or gossip, or the latest beautiful vacation spot, or all the stuff that you don't have, you can't afford, and you're not. And so all that is negativity. It's not just politics and virus stuff. It's also all the lust of the eyes, the Bible calls it, and the what is it, the other phrase, lust of the eyes and the something of the flesh. That's what these platforms do. They're intended, anyway, I don't want to go on a rant on social media, but I stay away from it. It's been maybe, 2, 3 years, 4 years that I haven't seen, unless I'm looking at my content just to make sure that my videos are showing up. And then in opening the app, I don't even have the apps. I use Safari. I don't even have the apps on my phone as just safeguards away from keeping. No, I have no notifications on my phone of any type. And all that stuff is how I keep my mental health sane. And still, I struggle. I struggle to stay always, not always, but even half of the time to stay focused, because this stuff that's happening is pretty crazy, right? But that's been a huge help. I think confession has been a huge help. Friendships. These are some of the things that have helped me. Well, that's, I think, the end of the show. I've been here now for 30 minutes. I'm bummed that I have a few people here that are watching me, according to the numbers, that no comments came in, but that's okay. Perhaps next time you can Leave me a comment if you are not near your phone or tablet. Maybe you can leave a comment after the fact. These videos, especially on YouTube and, as I said, on my podcast, they live there forever. Facebook, you will never see this video again after the fact, but YouTube and the podcast, there's a really nice archive there where you can go and search, how to believe in God or how to have a great marriage, and you can find my content there. Well, thank you again for being here. I will see you next time.